Smash cut feed to NSF News, the only news channel you need to watch. And a virtual newscaster bot on a split screen with shaky and chaotic images of a destroyed and burning park in the background saying, "We now go live to Ward Wood at the Bayview Convention Center where there has been a violent attack." Ward, are you there, Ward? As the screen divide disappears and we're left with a full screen moving camera drone live stream of the now cratered Bayview Park with emergency personnel responding in the background. Yes, I'm here, Gary. In my intrepid investigations into the seedy underbelly of this great city of ours, I never stop. And today I can tell you that I was on the scene having moments before this horrific attack spoken to an anonymous source that confirmed to me that the Nils, the anarcho-nihilist street gang known for their ruthless violence and underworld dealings, may have been responsible for the attack today on the convention center. Likely a target due to the large amount of corporate security forces, NSFPD, and various other intelligence-related groups gathered here for an industry The screen suddenly goes blank. A voice speaks almost from an ethereal plane. Text begins to appear on the screen at the same time as the voice speaks, each word having a visual style of decrypting itself onto the screen. We are PJ. We are responsible for the attack today on the Terran Arcology Consortium corporate military security complex. Our new master did not arise from the ashes of the old world. They are not reborn, cleansed of their sins. They are the same masters of the old world, the same avarice and same greed, the same callousness. So shall they suffer the same fates. For the collective. Stream feed is relinquished once again, and the screen is filled with Ward Wood's cherry red blushing face. You can see her clenched jaw muscles pulsating in rage at being so publicly proven incorrect in her reported details that the embarrassment is secondhand cringe-inducing. The video cuts back to virtual Gary in the studio, and he says, "Well, thanks, Ward. It seems maybe you humans should leave the news gathering to us AIs, huh?" The camera pulls back from a hollow screen interface on a nearby display out front of the now even more animated convention center entrance. It points down the street, looking in a direction of our group of misfits and outcasts. The camera zooms in, swings wide, turning with the street corner, performing an S-like maneuver, finding itself looking past the multitudes of authority our group now find themselves face to boot with. NSFPD, HRES units, with what even looks like a Terminus agent skirting around, attempting to not draw too much attention. Jesus, is that a detachment of Varangians exiting the back of the convention center too? There is now enough weaponry directed at and in the vicinity of your general directions that you are left with a very distinct feeling that if they were to open fire, there probably wouldn't even be much of a residue left. Going from bad to worse, no one's truly talking to any of you. Yelling orders to hold your positions on the ground, not to look around, don't touch the drones. But up until now, no one has really seemed to take charge over the scene. Then you overhear one of the NSFPD rank and file mutter to another one in what seems like part fear and part astonishment. Fuck me with an android dick. Admin is here. With that, you can see him nod towards a lithe, androgynous figure stepping out of a newly landed LAV. Clad almost entirely in a white, modern cut suit with minor dark gray accents on the arms and legs that is most assuredly hiding some of the most cutting-edge gear. Their optic-clad eyes unregistering of exactly who or what they may be looking at. As they approach, if you happen to be looking in the correct direction at that moment, you would notice that the Terminus agent had chosen this as the most opportune time to take their leave. No one wants to be around when ISB is present, after all. At least, if they know what's good for them, they don't. The ISB, or Internal Security Bureau, the working group, directly empowered by the Terran Arcology Consortium Governing Council to handle all affairs they deem of utmost strategic importance. If ever there was a group to fear having a falling out with, this would be them. ISB operators have incredible leeway in their duties and very little oversight, making them, by design, effectively ghosts within the system. Long story short, no one fucks with an ISB op. With that, they arrive where you find yourselves, held at weapon point, casually glancing your way before issuing an order to the security forces around you. All right. No need for all this drama. Get them up. Do you have any idea, looking from each and every one of you to the next, how foolish you have made me look? You amateurs couldn't even fuck up correctly. All I needed from you incompetent lot of parasites was to just do nothing and let them get blown up. The predictive algorithms assured us that our rate of mission success with you lot of fools was nearly 98.3%. Couldn't have picked better. Optimal results, sure. A pathetic wannabe who's never going to make it. A third-rate science experiment, a broken PTS out, bleeding heart little nursemaid, a wannabe gangster who's too afraid to even leave the old neighborhood, and a two-bit con artist who can't stop being a bitch for 3 seconds to run a proper con, and of course, a hitter who can't even bring himself to... Why is there a fuckbot here instead of our third-rate hitter? You know what? This one's fucked. Let's cut our losses on this one. The damage with the press and the broadcast hack is already done. We'll work the SIGINT side of things. In the meantime, everyone out. We'll stick to the demonstration tech story gone wrong. Scrub the PJ's message from the broadcasts. What was the total exposure on this? It's the ISB operator climbs into the LAV without even a final look back. There's a as the hatch closes behind them, with the Varangian detachment and the HRES unit members drawn back into the convention center by the siren song of more guns. The NSFPD officers up until now had kept you prisoners, seem almost friendly, jovial even. Everyone feels relief when admin leaves. One of the officers even tries to help Krill up, but can't quite figure out where to place his hand and what to grab, and just sort of awkwardly fumbles a bit, but his heart seems in the right place. The camera settling in on the park, once verdant and alive, currently scorched and ashen, has been cordoned off from the public by a holographically projected barrier, now advertising the hottest new show, featuring street kids who voluntarily undergo augmentation that allows for audience members to vote on and directly control their every action 24/7 live, called A Slave to Ratings. We fade back to the parking lot as NSFPD officers and city officials are dispersing back into the depths of the city streets, buildings, and waters from whence they came, leaving our group standing in a parking lot surrounded by a city that seems to have barely noticed them or a terrorist attack that had just occurred.
Dalton.
Yeah. Yes. What can I do?
There's 2 food trucks on the rough side of town.
I know about them.
Jeez.
Aaron's gonna call up a friend real quick. It's a good buddy. They go by the name Nerty One online. Nirty. He's a good friend of mine to know. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna call him up. Hey there, buddy. It's your best friend, Karen. Hi, we found ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. Yeah, not just me this time. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be more than just me. Yeah. So payment's gonna be a little bit different this time. Um, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. 5 of us. Yeah. Do you think you could squeeze us in?
6.
6? Oh, I can't count. 6. Yeah. Yes, there's 6 of us.
Krill looked
Anyway,
at Troy and just thought, did she mean to leave out one of us?
honey dear, do you think we could have a private place to meet up where we don't have any prying eyes on the way there? Children
would
who
you
are
like to join
outside
us
of
in
the
the car?
car, get in the car. You will be left behind.
If you guys want, there's a Real Burgers fake hot dogs up the street. I love that place.
I just show me where the bar is. I'm gonna get 2 bottles of our clearest. All right. I straight line it to the closest liquor store, and I'm pulling out 2 bottles, clearest. I don't care what the fucking percentage on it is. I need it now. And I take those, I put them in my bag, and then I get back to the car. And as soon as I get in, I pop one open, take a whole entire swig, swallow it, and then just close it and just hold it in my hand.
All right.
I'm taking orders in the car because I'm gonna go in. I'm doing the hospitality thing, and I'm just like, what does everybody want? They got real burgers and they got fake hot dogs. What do you want? Just let me know.
You want to slide the edge
And
off,
you see
and I
Chris
put it
doing
right
an
beside
awkward,
him.
like, okay. As Dalton leaves, just like, okay.
Before heading back to the car, gonna just step outside, and Dalton takes kind of a minute to not only breathe out the moment of the explosion, but to also take in kind of those few minutes before when a lot of weird stuff was happening where he couldn't really track where it was coming from, and decides right now not to think about that existential crisis he went through.
Fair enough.
Just gonna head to the car and try to forget about that. Oh, I got food for Karen. That feels good. I'll give her that. That'll make me feel better.
Aaron is wondering what we are going to do as a group moving forward.
Why does Karen think that there's a moving forward even? What's Karen's motivation there?
It's not, like you just said, an everyday thing to be tied up in an ISB op. And we seem to be in a little bit of shit with probably people we don't want to be in shit with. And I've had a lot of hard time dealing with things lately, mostly my financials, but noticing this this is a little bit bigger than anything I've ever touched.
-1.
Cops suck, right? Like, they suck. Basically everything. They suck. They're flat-footed. They wear the same outfit. They've got the same haircut. They're terrible at UC work. They absolutely suck at this game. These aren't cops.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to casual mode and just knock on the window to hand the food and tray into the car.
Look at the directions, and I point out on the directions that they say to pull into a parking garage at a building, and you pull down to the second layer down below, and in the back corner, a panel on the wall. We entered a code there. It pop opens the door, and we go to the next building over's garage, and we go up in that building to where our meeting is.
Frill is making like little hand gestures, like Karen.
Troy's face kind of sort of like lights up in a way that he hasn't exactly been expressing. He isn't full on happy, but he's like, oh. And I guess he turns to look at the potential, the cars that are tailing us?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he attempts to do a dive.
Okay.
Can he do a dive?
He can, absolutely. So augmented reality hacks are pretty simple, right? It's basically terminal comes up, you're still aware of your surroundings. But a dive into the net for at least a net runner is a full consciousness transfer. You leave your body behind. That's why they have very specific net runner gear. That's why they have chairs that they're specifically plugged into. It's to protect them a lot of the time and augment those bodies that they are actually sort of leaving behind, or at least projecting out from. Troy, on the other hand, is just a robot. So Troy just sort of like locks up. Right? For anybody outside observing this, Troy just sort of stops. The artificial movements that make Troy appear somewhat humanistic, that are part of the subroutines that keep the sort of the human element projected out from Troy, all of that stops. Troy is just frozen. Exactly where Troy was sitting. Now, Troy, what you experienced, on the other hand, is this sensation of almost running. There's a whooshing that's happening past you. You have very limited senses as far as your body goes from day to day. As far as like most humans go, they'd probably consider it enhanced. They'd consider wider spectrum vision, wider frequency hearing. These sorts of things for a human would be, normal. I mean, these days it's a normal augmentation, but they don't take it for that granted. For you, it's just how you've always been. But to dive into the net is to release the limiters. It's to get rid of the sensory apparatus and to live within a solely digital realm, which is your innate being. So the net is very much an extension of how you process, how you view, how you feel. So it is very much home for you. And as you feel this rush, as you feel this whoosh, as you feel this distance, large amounts of distance being covered, in reality, it's fractions of milliseconds. In reality, it's small distances. And what Troy is actually doing is rushing past all of the sensory data, all of the plenum of existence that has been embedded and imbued with the net, all of the integral sensors that are built into the road, all of the nanotech that is part of the atmosphere that reports weather patterns and temperature, and humidity. All of that is at your disposal. And in the distance, you can see, you can sense, you remember, you're objective. You vaguely remember that you're here with a goal. Because the net is so overwhelming, so welcoming, so homely for Troy. Why even bother leave? Give me a roll.
Troy formers. Hackers
+1.
in disguise.
Do you want to leave?
The short answer is no. The long answer is Troy has been given a directive and an order.
So, somewhere, deep within the recesses of the undamaged, unsea/altered portion of that cyber brain of yours, you hear a distant voice. Troy's voice. What does Troy's voice actually sound like?
At the moment, it sounds just like the voice that he presents in real life. But it sounds natural. It doesn't sound like the typical artificial, pre-recorded, best determine what is, or determining the tone of voice in real life is determined by the situation. And this sounds like a person speaking in his own voice. Natural and smooth.
For a moment, the sensor data starts to form three-dimensional objects again for Troy. You start to see the buildings go by. You start to see the cars, the road, the tires. You can sense the heat, the vibration. You can see and feel the vehicle in front of you as your consciousness projects out from the 911 Subaru limousine. And you become part of. You integrate. You infiltrate this vehicle and all of its electronics, its components, its sensors. You can see its occupants. You can feel and hear and almost taste its occupants. Dad, can I get the new game station 4000? I told you so many times, we can't afford a game station 4000. Look, you already have a game station 3000 at home. Okay, we can't afford a new game station every year. Okay, Dad, I get it. Thanks for the hot dogs, though.
Troy has an order.
Oh no. Oh no.
And Troy doesn't quite yet possess that ability to understand that maybe this is a time to reconsider following the order. He has an order.
Give me a roll, Troy.
No, please don't. Are we going to kill a child?
Keep in mind, Krill only asked him to shut down the engine, which would be, just like stalling, Oh, god damn it, the engine's out.
Brakes. Cut the brakes.
No.
Oh my god,
Troy was told to
Jacob,
shut
you're
down the
crazy.
engine.
Oh god.
Troy.
Oh no.
Troy.
What?
What do you do?
Cut the brakes.
Troy just shuts down the engine.
The engine stalls. Just cuts. The safety features for the vehicle engage. You hear the father. Oh, fucking god damn it. It's the last fucking thing I swear. No. It's okay. It's not your. No. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just. Something's wrong with the vehicle. We'll have to deal with it. What do you do, Troy?
Troy's definitely. Well, he's staring at the car that he just disabled, but his mind's actually not really on the family's lives he possibly just ruined.
Troy.
What?
Troy. You hear it. You don't know where it's coming from, but you hear it. There's a voice calling out to you from somewhere. In a distant realm, in a distant plane, somewhere, somehow, the voice is calling out to Troy. Poof! Somebody just ejected you from the net.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Troy finds himself back in the back seat of the car.
Dalton turns around. Take that, scummy cops. Haha, we got him.
Even Patty, look, this isn't the first time Patty's been a bottle in. This isn't even the first time Patty's been a bottle in the field. This isn't even the first time Patty's been a bottle in under fire. So, while you may have an expectation for this android, this robot to like knock this person on their ass because they're hammered. The truth of the matter is that, frankly, sad as it is, this really isn't that hammered for Patty.
She, you know, the car's a little shaky, so she has to like take a moment. She's like, all right, balance. And then she is like leaning forward, and then she like hits the hand, and she's like, yeah. And then she just leans back, and she's like, hey, Jacob, are you finishing the bottle?
You know, I think I'm gonna pass. If we're being chased, I'm gonna keep Frosty.
All right.
Just hucks it over.
Yep. Thanks.
All right.
Hey, trash can. Can you work with this door?
Fuck.
Oh, you mean me? Wow.
I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not seeing a lot of computers. There's a lot of cans though.
Her face is incapable of expressing, but the flickering in her LED eyes, you can just tell she's just like.
Dalton's
Okay.
completely missing it.
kind of struck a back at that one.
Okay. Look at Troy, right? Great in shape, runs for years maybe, right? Troy here, I couldn't tell you anything about how this fucker works. Dalton here, on the other hand,
Hey.
he needs to reduce his calorie intake by at least 2,000 a day. He needs to be at least doing a exercise routine 3 times a week, 4 times a week. We're at starting off, and then he could reduce down to 3 times a week when he loses about at least 75 pounds. Other than that, and she just kind of like starts like rambling off about like the bio and the mechanical because she's like she's really fucking drunk, and then the estrogen.
Well, Dalton's feeling every moment of it.
There's two nerds in the corner talking about this shit while the rest of the party's like,
yeah,
good for you.
But there is actually a holoscreen broadcast that was turned on as you walked in, and you could hear the local NSF news feed going off in the background. You could hear as you walk in. If you were paying particularly close attention, you might have heard a story about a local reporter who was fired after an embarrassing report went viral. You possibly could have picked up that there was a weapons demonstration that went wrong at the convention center today. Apparently, one local district council member died in the blast, according to the report. Yeah.
Does the report say the name?
Sandra Rova.
Take it out. Check who's
Dave
on the line. That's okay. I've been waiting for this call. Pick it up.
You fucking loser. I put my ass on the line for you, and it's a fucking intro gig. And Jesus fucking Christ, what did you get up to? All I know is whoever sent the gig to me fucking burned me over your dumb ass.
Okay, hang on a second. I gotta take you back for a second, because this was supposed to be an easy intro job, and by the time it ended,
yeah, how'd you fuck that up?
By the end we were meeting like ISB op.
Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. You might as well told me your dog ate your fucking homework too while you're at it. You dumbass like you. Some fucking low-level loser like you fucking meets an ISB agent. Sure.
Also screwed me. Okay, this was a high-level situation that apparently we
got stuck in. It's a high-level situation. What'd you do? Drop the fucking food on the floor and end up careening your car into some fucking kid or some shit?
Seriously?
What? You dropped the fucking hot dog on yourself?
Large-scale assassination. So obviously you got lied to too, and now you're feeding.
I don't get fucking lied to. I don't get lied to. I'm the one who does the lying to people around these parts.
So everyone's just kicking the can down the road. That's how it's gonna be.
Nobody's kicking the can except maybe you. What was the can full of?
No,
chili.
First of all, you're making me hungry. Second of all, I I was practically set up, except for the fact that we did screw up so bad that it almost became impossible for us to be set up.
That's the
So
first
you can be as
fucking
pissed
thing.
as
That's
you
the
want,
first
but I think
fucking
we
thing
kinda
you've
sorted
told
a
me
real
that
incident.
actually sounds true. I actually kind of believe you. I was saying that. You are the world's biggest fuck up. We're done. We're done, Dalton. Click.
Okay, well, call me when you need another lift, my
He's
guy.
already gone.
Oh, throw the phone down. Maybe a little too hard. Have you guys spoke to your handlers or the people that you've come in contact with over this job? Because I can't be the only one getting chewed out for this.
Karen, there is a voicemail waiting for you. There is a message waiting for you. Karen, my love, are you okay? Karen, I'm calling to make sure you're okay, Karen. Call me back when it's Dick, Karen. It's Dick. Call me back when I am so worried about you.
I don't think I'm gonna call Dick Dangler back.
I know, it sounds pretty important.
The news broadcast does another cycle, and it's confirmed again for you. Only now you see footage of the LAVs swooping down at a park and missiles, weapon systems engaging and firing and exploding and blowing up the park. You're witnessing something that you should have seen had you been there, but that is definitely not what is being broadcast to the public, with a ticker on below it about how a weapons manufacturer that was at the convention was demonstrating weapons, and due to faulty programming from a third-party subsidiary outside the corporate hierarchy within NSF, the weapon systems malfunctioned and eliminated a Bayview Park, as well as accidentally killing one local district council member. You living in NSF, you would know that local, district council members are sort of the lowest rung of politicians and admin personnel within the hierarchy. It's sort of the Arcology Council. There's the Arcology Consortium. Then there's the Governing Council, and that, of course, has the Prime Council member and then the Standard Council members, that's sort of the head of it, and then the various council members. You have the ISB, the EAB, then you have your Global Arcology Council, and then you have your sort of Prime Local Admin, and then your Local Arcology Councils and your District Council members. They're sort of comprised of various societal and corporate people, and are elected through a very interesting election process that gives corporations weighted votes within the system. So while you all are voting participants within NSF and the Global Arcology Consortium, technically your vote counts as one, whereas the votes for a corporation are determined by their market cap. So at present, Red Sea Mining has approximately 1.8 trillion votes.
Don't put this energy in the universe. This is gonna. Oh God, this is prophetic.
This is cyberpunk, buddy.
I know, but
it's basically our world, but worse.
Yeah, that's actually kind of the shtick of cyberpunk. It hits a little too close to home.
I'm very prepared for them to roll this out next year.
Troy walks over to Patty, and he just says, "Do you require anything?"
You got more alcohol?
Troy looks around the room to see if there's any potential alcohol he can go bring Patty.
Give me a roll.
Alrighty.
Just brings rubbing alcohol.
+0.
There's a bottle of hand sanitizer on the sink.
Wait.
Troy just goes and grabs it It's alcohol. And he walks back with it, and he just has it in his hand, and he hands it over to Patty and says, "Is this adequate?"
She stares at it for a moment, and she almost considers tasting it. She's just drunk enough. Just drunk enough.
Okay.
He drops in some juice.
No. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
Here's the first real, true compel.
Okay.
You invoked a stunt. You were responsible for someone drugged out of their mind, potentially drowning.
Yeah.
You were just involved in some sort of state-operated terrorist situation. You have
Now keep in mind, she has worked under high amounts of stress.
Yeah. No.
But
yeah,
this is just gone beyond her.
So, how about for a fate point?
Okay.
You down that bottle and let it all out.
Oh dear God.
Oh boy.
This is tempting. She pulls out her medical bag, and she pulls up something to make her retch, because she knows even in the drunk mind this is not going to be good. Once it's down, she needs to get it out pretty quickly. And she pulls out whatever concoction she needs to set up, and she sets that down. And she's going to get a fate point.
Give me a roll.
Mediocre.
So 0.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you will allow me.
Okay.
Patty downs the bottle of hand sanitizer, having been so generously provided by Troy.
Yeah, she like uncaps it and just is like slowly letting it sink down her throat.
As she finishes the bottle,
what the fuck?
She pukes all over Troy. Just all of it. Just all of it. Just and not just the alcohol, not just the hand sanitizer. The 14-year-old, the druggie, it's all coming up. All the emotion, all of the disgust, all of the disgust in yourself for working for a corporation like MedTech who would let someone die like you just did. Have your scene.
I look up at Troy. It's your fucking fault, isn't it?
Troy doesn't react. Troy's just sitting there. He's put on a kind of a friendly smile, but one that's welcoming, one that's, encouraging you to speak. He's just sort of
fucking smile at me. Don't you fucking condescend to me, okay? You fucking signed up for this goddamn job, and you thought, oh, it's another fucking job. But you know what the fuck you did, Troy? You know what you fucking did? You killed somebody, all right? You blew up some goddamn fucking park, you fucking robot, and let some fucking idiot walk off the goddamn pier, and now you're sitting here surrounded by fucking lunatics.
Karen
when you're
comes
like
over and tries to calm down Patty.
Thank you, Karen. Krill's about to lose her shit too.
Don't you touch me, I'm gonna break your nose.
At this point, Jacob just kind of looks over at the scene and just starts just pawing at one of the machine guns just in his pants. Just like, oh, fuck. This shit's
Troy
gonna pop up.
actually interjects with Karen. He holds his hand out and says, no, this is okay. I am programmed for this.
And she kicks Troy into Karen.
Oh, okay.
Give me a roll.
All right.
Troy, give me a roll.
Okay.
Rather slowly, but Dalton's
+1.
gonna try and get up as this happens. Oh my god.
Just gets up a little too fast. That blood's rushing to the head.
Probably, yeah. To be
Yeah,
honest,
I got a +1.
Okay.
I might pass
I
out.
got a -1, but I'm wondering, do I add physique to that, or do we just let that stay?
It's
Oh
Patty
yeah,
doing
no.
it.
In fact, as Patty shoves Troy,
Yeah.
what actually happens in Patty's head? Patty fucking shoved the shit out of this dude, right?
Yep.
For any bystander, Patty just pushed herself back.
She slips on the vomit on the ground.
Okay, so noted. Troy can stand his ground when he wants to.
She falls on the ground, hits her head, and is like, fuck!
He is pure metal.
That is true.
Mostly metal.
Metalwork counts.
Yeah, metal workouts, yeah.
Krill. The humans are doing human things, and even the robot seems to be doing human things, right? Like even Troy, who's not really human, is doing human things. Everybody around you is doing human things. How does that make Krill feel? What does that make Krill do? How does Krill handle this?
She's getting overwhelmed by all of this just unkempt emotion that's just in the room, and she's just like, tactile require something to focus on anything besides their goddamn bickering. Are there any vents that I can see that lead outside, any windows or anything of sort, or are we literally in like a box?
You're in a bunker. There is a ventilation system that has an NBC filtration system that seems to be routed, but you are in a bunker.
All right. You know what Krill does is she goes to a wall.
Okay.
Finds a power source.
Okay.
Links herself up. She shuts down.
So that was quite an event we had yesterday, wasn't it? That was something. That's new for me. Is that new for all of you?
Yeah, cop's coming in.
Yeah.
Humans lying to you and deceiving you and setting you up for failure? No, not the first time.
I've never been in an explosion before myself, to be honest.
Same. That was new for me as well.
Everything that is currently occurring to me has never happened to me before.
Yeah, jobs are usually cleaner on my end than that.
Fair. No. Karen usually works alone. Karen usually handles everything alone. And Karen usually ends up all right on the other end. And this time, Karen's not feeling so all right on this other end. Karen needs some help. Karen needs some help from you all. What? I'm curious. Do you know what set off the bomb?
I did.
Oh, you did.
I'm sorry. What?
Okay.
Yeah, this is news
Preemptive
to me.
calculation implying bomb's intentional site. All of us are in radius. If I did not pre-detonate, I did not know large-scale explosive was in it. What I did see was, to put it simple, and she reissues the screenshot she set up earlier of the JP manifesto of extremist organization. I thought I was simply shutting down a single bot. I did not know it was loaded with explosives. But I'm glad I did it sooner. Otherwise, we would have all been kaput.
Fair. Troy, honey, if you want to anytime, if you feel the need, go ahead and get yourself cleaned up. Puke is generally not a good look on you, just so you know.
Thank you. And Troy just immediately spins on his foot and turns and goes to the bathroom. By the way, Troy just walked out of the bathroom completely stark naked.
Oh my God.
Hey, he took some stuff off. He's learning.
He has the clothing in his hands and stuff. He's holding them up and he's saying, "These clothes are soiled. I can put them back on though, if you would wish me."
Is
Is there a washing machine?
Yeah, Troy, buddy. Let's clean those off.
Yeah, there's a washing machine. Okay. Krill's just like, and she has to at least do this much humaning. She's just like, I'll take them.
Thank you.
And then just goes off.
Thank you.
And Troy's just now standing in the middle of the room, completely still naked.
Who's got
Try,
his
honey.
How big is his
You-
dick?
As big as you want. Have you not seen the commercials?
No, I'm asking this as a meta question, not a in-person.
Oh,
I'd say he's about 6 inches now.
okay. Grower or shower?
Whatever you want.
No?
As the camera pans to her, you see her looking at the basically the advanced washing machine, and it's only at this moment you realize she's communicating with it. Just like
talking
to it.
she's
gossip.
straight. You can't hear anything, but you can tell with like her jacked in and all that, and like lights flickering. Like you're just straight up chatting with the fucking machine.
God damn.
And then just have a great day. Oh, what's up? Oh my God, Troy! There's a hole in your head. She just drops the clothes. New information indiscrepancies. Dalton, you said you had multiple encounters with a single person in the car. I have 0 vital signs.
I appreciate you going through that footage. That's not the most exciting thing I heard today, but thank you.
Was that the stroke thing you were worrying about?
Yeah, actually, now I'm genuinely wondering if I need antipsychotics. Either way.
Let's be real here, mostly among the dredges of society. The NILS stands for nihilists, and they are about what you'd expect. Rowdy, unremorseful. What they want is what they get, and they do what they need to do in order to get it. And frankly, you know, whatever you can think of, drugs, gun running, fucking if there's some shit to be had, NILS are gonna be gunning for it at some point or another.
Are you requesting intercourse?
And you just see her grab the closest thing to her and whip it against the wall. Just shatter it.